All right, let's get right to it. The age of AI isn't on the horizon, it is here right now. And for every single person in a leadership position, the question has completely shifted. It's no longer if we should use AI, but how do we lead our organizations through this massive change? This is your playbook.
So let's be honest. Right now, a lot of companies are running on what I'd call a policy of hope when it comes to AI. There's a ton of excitement, a lot of pressure from the market, but there's also this huge cloud of uncertainty. If you feel like you're trying to navigate this new world without a map, well, you're definitely not alone. And that feeling of being a little adrift, it's incredibly common. But here's the thing, it is not a state you have to accept. Because the truth is, a clear, proven, and totally actionable path forward, it already exists. Look, this isn't a failure of your tech teams. They're probably doing amazing things. This is a leadership and a governance gap. The real challenge for businesses today isn't the AI tech itself. It's the fact that most of us are missing a strategic, battle-tested playbook to manage it, to govern it, and to unlock its real value safely. So where do we find this playbook? Well, we look to the place that's already figured it out. We turn to the undisputed global leader in AI readiness, Singapore. They haven't just thought about it. They've already built the blueprint. And when I say leader, I mean it. According to the IMF's index, Singapore isn't just one of the leaders. They are number one, period. Top of the list for AI preparedness. And you know what? That doesn't happen by accident. It's the direct result of a really deliberate, really comprehensive, and super practical approach to AI governance. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Their model is recognized all over the world as the definitive blueprint. It hits this perfect sweet spot. Some people call it a middle path, right between the super heavy regulation you see in the EU and the kind of fragmented, hands-off approach in the US. It's all about driving innovation with protection. Okay, so at the very heart of this entire framework, it all rests on two simple, totally non-negotiable principles. First, AI has to be human-centric. It's a tool to amplify what we do, not replace us. And second, it has to be explainable, transparent, and fair so that we can actually trust what it's telling us. Everything, and I mean everything, is built on this solid foundation. Now, adopting this framework, this isn't just about managing risk or being a good corporate citizen. No, this delivers direct, tangible, and seriously powerful strategic advantages to your business. And you can start realizing them right away. So what's in it for you? Well, here's your competitive edge right here. By using this blueprint, you immediately put your company way ahead of the curve. You're getting ready for regulations that are definitely coming. You're creating efficiencies if you work across borders. You're building an ironclad reputation with customers and investors. And you're actually reducing your long-term compliance costs. It's a huge win. But look, this isn't just some high-level theoretical document. Let's actually break down how this blueprint translates into a concrete, layered playbook that you can start using. What's so smart about this model is its two-part structure. It's not a one-size-fits-all deal. You've got a foundational framework for what you might call traditional AI. But, and this is absolutely critical, there's a brand new framework from just this year, 2024, that is designed specifically to handle the unique risks of generative AI. Things like hallucinations and copyright issues. Now, that new generative AI playbook, it's built on 9 key dimensions. The first 3 basically create your foundation. You've got establishing clear accountability, who's responsible, then managing your data. Is it sound? You have the rights. And finally, ensuring trusted development right from day one. The next set of dimensions builds your safety net. This means having a rock-solid process for reporting incidents when they happen. It means using independent testing and assurance to actually verify the AI is doing what you think it's doing. And it means baking in security by design to protect against all the new kinds of threats that GenAI brings to the table. Now, here's the best part. You don't have to invent any of this from scratch, not a single piece. Singapore has made its entire implementation toolkit available, open source. You get the frameworks, a self-assessment guide with 85 best practices, the world's first AI testing software, a playbook for your tech teams, and a whole library of use cases. It is all there, just waiting for you to use it. So, let's talk brass tacks, money. You might be looking at this and thinking, okay, a world-class testing system sounds expensive, but get this. The estimated cost to integrate their AI Verify open source toolkit is somewhere between just 15 and 50,000 Australian dollars. That's it. This makes having objective, verifiable testing of your AI systems incredibly accessible. It's practically a no-brainer. So how do you actually start? Where do you begin? We can literally map this whole thing out onto a concrete, totally manageable action plan for your next 6 months. The path forward is really straightforward. You can break it into 2 clear phases over just 6 months. The first 3 months, that's all about setting your foundation. And the next 3 months are about aligning your entire operation with that framework. So phase 1 is really about getting your house in order. First, you'll pull together a cross-functional governance team. You need people from legal, tech, ops, the whole shebang. Then you use that Isago tool to see where you stand right now, find your gaps, and finally, you set up an expert council for that high-level strategic oversight. Then you move into phase 2, and this is where the strategy becomes reality. You start embedding those 2 core principles into every single project. You integrate the 9 dimensions for Gen AI. You formalize who does what with a clear RACI matrix. And you take a risk-based approach, so you're focusing your efforts where they matter most. And that brings us right back to the central question. That feeling of being adrift in this new age of AI? It's optional. A proven, practical, and globally respected blueprint for leadership is sitting right here on the table. It offers a clear path to manage your risk, to unlock incredible value, and to build a real, lasting competitive advantage. So the only question left is, are you going to use it?